All right, in this section, we're going to talk a little bit on photos and visual evidence. And we've kind of talked a little bit about this in the moisture mapping section. But basically, in a T&M dispute, the person with the best photos wins. I mean, that's just all there is to it. In our photos section, if you use the app to actually capture the photos, it's going to capture who took the photo, the time, the date, and the geolocation where that photo was taken. So it's pretty hard to argue with, okay? The only argument would be is like maybe that DU wasn't running or something like that, in which your psychometrics should prove that. So it's going to be pretty hard to argue with that. So one of the things I recommend is that every single day, you're taking pictures of your guys that line up, if possible. You know, sometimes I've had projects where everybody's spread out in different parts of a large property, but for the most part, we try to get everyone to line up in one or two places. Okay, so get that photo. Photos of every vehicle every day, every piece of equipment every single day. And then you can pull those reports. Same thing for your consumables. Every consumable that you're taking off of your trailer or your truck or your van, you should take a picture of before you do it at that job site. That was going to show that you used that product, or at least better data than what we've had in the past in this industry, on that job site. Then when it comes into your actual project yourself, you know, the big four are very important. So you want to do your initial conditions before you started any work. You want to do your meter readings. It's going to be surface readings and psychometrics. I recommend the Vasali meter for your hygrometer. Okay, it's one of the best in the world that there is at accurate data. Now you're going to use that for your basically your atmospheric readings and your DHU output readings or your desiccant output readings. It's really going to give you good solid data and let you know. And you can even use the program if you learn how to use the actual device to where it will map out every day for you as well. It's just a little extra. But then daily progress, you want to do before, during, and after you do any work in there, you know, and that's like even before you extract, if possible, okay? I know a lot of times we want to rush in to try to make the client happy and do all this kind of stuff, and then you're left holding the bag at the end of the job because you didn't document things properly, okay? So it's just as important to document things as it is to do a good job, because we're all in this to basically make money and to be profitable, and if you do not document things, you're going to be on the losing end of that. Okay, so definitely do your before, your during, and after photos. And I really, you know, if anybody's working in an area, I try to get daily photos, you know, just daily progress photos, you know, even if they're just in there removing baseboards or cove base, whatever the case may be, or extracting whatever is going on in that room. I like to try to get photos. And part of that can also be included in your moisture readings. You're going in and checking to see if you're actually drying the wall, how far down the wicking has come down. And basically the metadata that Helix Code grabs is really going to help back up everything that you do. It all comes together in a tight little box. Everything is validated, and that is the awesome thing about Helix Code software.